Hello, I'm doing a movie review, and the movie I want to review is Friday the 13th. Now, Friday the 13th was released in 1980, and it of course is now considered to be a classic of the horror genre. Basically, this video, it's going to be the first in a series of videos where I'm going to be reviewing all the Friday the 13th movies. Because it's the month of October, basically every weekend I'm going to review a different horror series. So I'm starting with the Friday the 13th series. Now, Friday the 13th was produced and directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who before this produced Wes Craven's The Last House on the Left, and the movie is written by Victor Miller, and the music in the movie was done by Harry Manfredini. Basically the movie is about a summer camp called Camp Crystal Lake, which has been closed down since the 50s because there were two murders that occurred. These two camp counselors were murdered in 1958, and the year before that a young boy drowned at the lake. So since then the camp has been closed down, and now the owner of the camp, Steve Christie, wants to reopen the camp. So now it's like 2 weeks before the camp's about to reopen, and now these 6 camp counselors have come to help set up the camp, and now, of course, there's a killer who's stalking and killing each of the camp counselors off one by one. Now, in the movie, you're not really supposed to know who the killer is up until the end, but I'm going to give away a little bit of a spoiler. I am going to say who the killer is. Basically, it turns out that the killer is a woman named Pamela Voorhees. Well, in this movie, she's just called Mrs. Voorhees. In the sequels, you find out her name was Pamela, but it turns out that she was the mother of the young boy who drowned in 1957. It turns out that that boy was a deformed boy named Jason Voorhees, and what happens is after he died, her mind pretty much snapped, and now she blames, basically, she's gone crazy now after her son died, and now these camp counselors who have come back to the camp, she somehow in her mind thinks that they are responsible for her son's death, even though they obviously had nothing to do with her son's death, because this is years after her son died. But and of course, and yeah, that's pretty much the plot line. Friday the 13th, though, is a classic horror film. The makeup effects in this movie, of course, were done by Tom Savini, and what else can I say about this movie? It's a great movie. One of my favorite characters in this movie is a character named Ralph, who's a drunk, and fans of the movie have called the character Crazy Ralph. Basically, he's this alcoholic religious fanatic who believes that the camp has a death curse, and he's just a freaking awesome character. Like, there's this one girl named Annie who gets killed off pretty early in the movie. Is that her name, Annie? Yeah, I think it's Annie, and what happens is, as she's going to the camp, the character of Ralph goes up to her and he's like, "Going to Camp Blood, ain't ya?" And then the truck driver's like, "God damn it, Ralph, get out of here, go on, leave people alone. You never come back again." He's just an awesome character. Yeah. And Betsy Palmer, of course, plays the character of Pamela Voorhees, and it's kind of interesting how she actually, when she looked at the script, she hated it, and the only reason she did this was because she needed money to get a new car or something. But yeah, they never actually intended on making sequels to this. Like, they weren't expecting this movie to be that successful, and of course the movie was a huge success, and they ended up making a crap ton of sequels, and now I'm going to review all the sequels to this movie. I'm not going to be reviewing Freddy vs. Jason. I'm going to save that for when I review all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. And I'm not going to be reviewing the remake, only because I don't include remakes as part of the franchise. Because the thing with a remake is you can make a sequel to the remake, and all of a sudden you got a whole nother series of films. So I am going to be reviewing all the films in the series except Freddy vs. Jason. Like I said, I'm going to save that for when I review all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and I'm not going to be reviewing the remake. So yeah, Friday the 13th, if you haven't seen this movie, what the fuck's wrong with you? See it. So yeah. So stay tuned for when I review the sequel. Bye.